Welcome to my channel, The Nurse Lab. This is the very first video on the channel, so I'm really excited to be starting this vlog journey. And for all of you guys who are joining the journey with me, watching my videos, I really appreciate the support and the love that you guys are gonna give me. And yeah, so with that being said, this first video is kind of just going to be like an intro, a little bit about myself and about my plans for the channel, and at the end I'm going to do a Q&A. I had a couple of people ask me some questions on Instagram that I kind of want to clear up and answer just to kind of get the channel going, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's get started. So my name is Lacey. I am currently in my last semester of nursing school. Thank God. I finally see the light at the end of the tunnel that everyone was telling me I was gonna see. Cause at first I was like, where is it? Cause like nursing school is tough, you guys. But anyway, last semester for me means that I am in my practicum semester. So practicum is basically when you get on a unit of your choice with the preceptor who is an experienced nurse, and they kind of just show you the ropes of the game and get you affiliated with the unit. You know, basically they prepare you for life when you graduate. So when you actually become a nurse, like your day-to-day duties and responsibilities. And I am loving it. Like, I absolutely love the ER. Like, I'm probably gonna have to make a separate video because I could go on and on about how much I love it there. So I'm not gonna make it too lengthy. I'm probably just gonna make another video about that. But anyway, I am having the best experience there, and I'm just gonna have to make another video because I can't right now. So obviously last semester, even though we don't have tests and things we have to study for, it's still very busy. We have to complete 180 hours, at least at my school. We have to complete 180 hours, which is about 15 shifts. And honestly, it seems like a lot, but that's really not a lot. Like, I'm sure I'm about at 84 hours right now, and I feel like I still have so much to learn. Like, I haven't even scraped the surface of things that I need to know if I'm going to eventually work in the ER, or really just be a nurse in general. Like, there's just little things that, I mean, you learn in school, like the proper way to do things, and you learn about disease processes, but then when you actually get in the clinical setting, it's just different having to apply things you learn and actually do them. It's two completely different things. Like, so I want out of this channel to at least help one person, whether it be getting into nursing school or just surviving nursing school or the aftermath. I don't care. Just as long as I am able to reach at least one person, that would be great. That's literally all I could ask for. Anyway, guys, bear with me. I didn't plan on this video being like longer than 5 minutes, but it's probably gonna be longer than 5 minutes because anybody who knows me knows I talk a lot, and like 90% of the time it's about absolutely nothing. So I am trying to go as fast as I can. I know I ramble, and honestly, I'm not that great at public speaking. I'm trying to be better. Maybe this is gonna help me with that, but just bear with me. Okay, so enough about myself. I want to just go ahead and jump right into some of the questions that you guys asked. And they were great questions, by the way, let me just say. Very common questions too. But one question was, where am I applying to? Which is a very great question. Honestly, a question I still ask myself. I kind of have an idea of where I want to apply. I don't really want to say, just because I don't know if they would like look at stuff like this, or like, I don't know, I don't want to like say I'm gonna apply somewhere and then like I don't get it, and that's kind of embarrassing and awkward. But I hope to either work in the ER or on a trauma floor, or anything related to that would be like the best thing. Like, that's just something that interests me the most. So anything in that area is probably where I'm going to try to apply. The next question I had was, am I planning on continuing my education and getting like my master's, so like becoming a nurse practitioner? And honestly, I know it's weird because that's what most people want to do, like either that or CRNA, but I just love like being a bedside nurse. And I know that's like, I know that sounds weird, and I'm not a nurse yet, but I just love like where I'm at right now. And I feel like before I even consider wanting to go to the next level, I kind of want to get some experience where just being just a bedside nurse. So I'll probably give it a couple years and reevaluate, because I'm sure by that time there'll be multiple factors in my life that could affect my decision either way. So I'm not opposed to it, but it's not in the plan right now. Okay, so my third question is probably one of the most frequently asked questions that I get. And I think it's really important to address because, I mean, not like there's a right and wrong answer, but I definitely had the same question going into nursing school myself. And listening to a lot of people tell me how nursing school was, I am so glad somebody was there to tell me, like, hey, you cannot make everything, you cannot do everything, because this program is no joke. So the question was, how do you balance being involved in your other organizations and clubs but still have time for nursing school? And like I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this question, but personally, I had to give up a couple things, and it wasn't an easy decision for me. It was definitely something that I had to pray about and really like meditate about, because it's so hard to. So personally, I gave up being a part of the dance team, and dance was something that, I mean, I literally started dancing since I was 3. And so giving up something that major was like, it was so hard for me to do. But looking back, I'm kind of glad that I did it, just because there is absolutely no way I could have made time for that on top of being in a sorority, on top of honor societies, on top of co-op, because I co-op, on top of all these other things. Like, I had to let something go. And I know a lot of people are probably like, well, why did you let go of something that you loved? And for me, I had to kind of reprioritize my life and kind of evaluate and see, okay, what's more important to me right now at this very moment. And as much as I loved being a part of the dance team and dancing, I almost felt like that season of my life was kind of over. And, you know, you can't, not saying you can't do the same thing your whole life, but just like there's seasons in a year, like there's seasons in your life where you kind of just realize, okay, I'm getting older, I have to make these tough decisions. One thing I will say is, if you do feel like you have to give something up, don't allow someone to make that decision for you, because ultimately it's going to be your life and you staying up all night studying for a test or a check off or whatever the case is, and you have to be acceptive of whatever you choose, because at the end of the day, it's your life and you have to be happy. I mean, as happy as you can be in nursing school, but you have to be happy with the choice that you made. And honestly, I mean, as sad as I was to have to give that part of my life up, I really think it helped me to kind of find myself outside of dance, just because I was so comfortable with that being my go-to thing. It was kind of like, okay, now I have the opportunity to find new things that I love and new hobbies, and I don't have to hide behind dance being the only thing that I'm capable of. So I don't know. I mean, if you feel like you can handle, what's the saying? It's like, don't swallow more than you can chew. I mean, that's honestly my advice to you is, if you feel like you can handle all the clubs and organizations you're in on top of nursing school, kudos to you. Personally, I couldn't do it. I had to let some things go. So just kind of evaluate how you are, what type of student you are, and base your decision off of that. But just make sure it is your decision and not someone else's. So I got a lot of questions, and a lot of the questions I kind of want to do just separate videos on them. So if I didn't answer your question, that's probably why, because I'm already planning on doing like a separate video on it. But the last question I'm going to answer is, what is the most memorable clinical experience that I've had? And honestly, I don't know if you mean good or bad, but I'm gonna go with bad because this experience was awful. But anyway, I was in my OB rotation and I was in the labor and delivery unit, and I'm helping this one patient, like, you know, get through labor. And it's me and another person in my class. And so she's like pushing the baby out actively. And it's time to call the physician. So the physician comes in, a bunch of med students, and a bunch of nurses from the unit. Like, there's a ton of people in this room at this point. And the physician kind of looks around and she's like, too many people in here, and looks at me and is like, you need to get out. And my initial response was I low-key was acting like she didn't talk to me, so I was just continuing what it was I was doing. And then she like said you, and so I like looked at her and she was like, you need to leave. And I was just like, in my head, like, out of all these people, you asked me to leave? Like, okay. So I'm like storming out. Like, I didn't want to make a scene, but because this woman's like actively giving labor, and plus I'm a student, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, I'm like, okay, like, I stormed out. Everybody was apologizing for her behavior except for her. So literally all the apologies meant nothing to me. I was just over the day. Like, that was the worst clinical experience I've ever had because it interfered with my learning. And on top of that, it was just like, she didn't have to single me out like that, telling me to get out, like belittling me, making me feel like my role wasn't important, when in reality, everybody who is providing care is important. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, so it honestly, it made me feel like, wow, I'm not shit. Like, that's honestly how she made me feel. And it's kind of good I went through that experience because I don't ever want to make anybody feel like what they're doing is not important, or, I mean, like, they're a waste of space. Because it would have been different if she kicked a couple people out, but singling me out like that was kind of a wake-up call. And it was just like, okay, you know, not everybody is as nice as you are, Lacey. And you're going to be working with people who are like that. So I guess it's a good thing that I experienced that because I learned what to do in situations like that. But hands down, the worst clinical day I've ever had. So yeah, those are all the questions I am going to answer in this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little intro video. I hope that you guys tune in when I post more videos. And if you want, you can comment if you have any video ideas or things you want me to cover. And also, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. That would just make my day. So anyway, I guess I'm signing off. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really awkward. I don't really know how to end this. It's kind of like when people are talking to you and you're just like, you want to back away, but you're like, I don't really know how. That's how I feel right now. Even though I'm talking to my phone. So I could literally press stop whenever I want to. But this is weird. I don't really know what to do. I guess I'll see you guys in my next video.